On approach. Of course, both the plane and helicopter then fell into the water. Good evening and thanks for joining us for Eyewitness News at 6. I'm Mark Sidney.
And I'm Irene O'Connor. The wreckage of that plane and Black Hawk remains submerged in the Potomac River. The aircraft crashed near Reagan National Airport, killing all 67 people involved. Now, recovery teams returned to the river today. At last check, 41 bodies have now been recovered from the Potomac. 28 of them have been identified.
Air traffic in that area is far from normal tonight. Reagan National Airport is open, but 2 of the 3 runways are closed. The Federal Aviation Administration is also significantly restricting helicopter traffic near Reagan.
The Army also released the names of 2 soldiers who died in the helicopter. Staff Sergeant Ryan O'Hara was from Georgia, and Chief Warrant Officer Andrew Eves was from Maryland. The name of the 3rd crew member is not being released at the family's request. The skating community here in Connecticut continues mourning tonight. 2 legendary figures in the sport, a married couple, Vadim Nomov and Evgenia Shishkova, were killed in the horrific plane crash.
They coached in Connecticut for almost 20 years, as we have been reporting this week. Your reporter Dylan Fearon spoke with 3 people who were with them last week. Dylan has more from Newington for us tonight. Dylan.
Well, Mark, Irene, we spoke to those 3 people here inside the Newington Ice Arena. They're friends, coach, and train here, but it seems just from talking to them for a few minutes today that pure feeling of shock yesterday has turned into heartbreak and tragedy, and the reality is setting in tonight. Morning skate for Daniil Veselushin feels different. The 17-year-old junior ice dancer just won a national figure skating championship. But instead of thinking about his gold medal, his mind is on skating legends Vadim Nomov and Evgenia Shishkova. Daniil was with them last week. He was just on a different flight home.
Really hard to think about it because we just came back from Wichita and it was the same airline and probably the same plane, just like 1 day or 2 days before this tragedy.
Daniil's coaches are former Olympic ice dancers Denis Petukov and Melissa Gregory. They were in Wichita too and were friends with Vadim and Evgenia for 30 years.
Could have been any of us on that flight, and it's just so chilling and scary to think just a week ago we were flying back as well with our children, and it still gives me shivers to think of that.
The talented and graceful Vadim and Evgenia retired in the late 90s and moved to Connecticut, coaching at the International Skating Center in Simsbury, a world-class training center. A memorial is growing in the lobby with flowers and pictures of them, partners on the ice and off, married in 1995. If ice time was an issue, Dennis and Melissa say their friends would come over to the Newington Ice Arena.
The brightest memories is obviously when we were celebrating at the end of the competitions or celebrating birthdays or holidays together. It's getting more difficult to cope with what happened.
World champions in 1994 before making Connecticut home.
They were wonderful. They were wonderful people, just kind individuals, very down to earth. We hope that their legacies are going to be remembered for a long time.
Vadim was 55 years old, Evgenia just 52. They leave behind his son, Maxime, who's 23. I'm your reporter live in Newington tonight, Dylan Fearon, Channel 3 Eyewitness News.
All right, Dylan, thank you. And